Hi everybody, this is Peter Tusick, Brand Ambassador of Blindness Products for HumanWare, and I'm coming at you live today with another snapshot tutorial video. And I'm really only live in my head because this is definitely pre-recorded. Today we're going to be looking at a new feature of Keysoft with the latest update that includes the ability to work with learning tables. These learning tables are very useful for our friends who are learning Braille, right? So what the learning tables allow you to do is to follow one of the English Braille curriculum, right? Something like Mangold or TSBVI clusters or the Takeoff series from the RNIB, and you'll be able to match your Braille output with that of the particular lesson that you are on. And really this is so that you're not walled into entirely uncontracted or contracted Braille, right? It's going to be somewhere in between. And I'm going to demonstrate how you can set your Braille Note Touch Plus to utilize one of those learning tables. I am on the main menu. And for this demonstration, for those of you who are sighted, I also like to say light dependent, I do have visual Braille on, so you can see what my Braille display is showing. Now, right now, for this example, I'm going to move my focus to the Internet option here on the main menu by pressing I.
Internet, Chrome.
So I press I for Internet. And in Braille, as we know, I'm in UEB contracted Braille. So the word Internet, we have the IN contraction, the ER contraction, and the word Internet itself. And then the word Chrome, we have the CH contraction. So again, Internet, Chrome. Now, what we will do is we're going to move, and I'm going to show you how to set. We're gonna use the example of the Takeoff series, the UEB Takeoff series, which is provided to us from the RNIB. And we do have the full curriculum as well on our website. We'll have that so you can follow along if you're trying to teach or learn the UEB Braille code. This is going to be the lessons that will correspond to these particular tables. Now, where I go to change them, and again, you can set this as your primary language profile. You could also configure it as a secondary or tertiary, right? A third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh language profile if you wanted to. But I'm going to show you how to configure your primary language profile to match up with one of these lessons if you are a Braille learner, so you can set it to your corresponding lesson. Now I'm on the main menu. I'm going to press space with the letter O to move into the options menu.
Options menu. Configure language profiles.
And we hear that the first option here says configure language profiles. I'm going to press enter or a cursor router key on this option, on the configure language profiles option.
Select the language profile to configure. Primary language profile.
And now it's asking what profile do I want to configure? And I'm going to select primary, but this is where you could set or add an additional profile and configure it to, to work with one of these lessons. We have videos on creating and working with language profiles. But I'm going to choose primary here. I want to set my primary language profile, and then we're going to set that Braille table to correspond to the UEB lesson that I'm working in.
Configure language profile. Language profile name. Primary language profile.
So again, I pressed enter on primary, and now I'm in the actual configuration settings for this particular profile. There are quite a few choices here for various things. We've looked at this before when we've set up languages and things like that. But I want to move to the literary Braille table option. So I'm going to press the letter L as in literary.
Literary Braille table, English UEB Duxbury Grade 2.
And you see that right now, my literary Braille table is set to English UEB Duxbury Grade 2. The reason why these say Duxbury is the learning tables are going to come from Duxbury. Our Braille tables that we use at HumanWare, we have hundreds of them, over 300 and something, are going to come from either Duxbury or LibLouis. So we have two types of Braille tables. LibLouis are open source. Duxbury are from our friends at Duxbury, who make the Duxbury Braille translator. So I'm going to press enter here on this literary Braille table option.
Literary Braille table, English.
And now previously you have seen that these tables are in alphabetical order. And you will start on Afrikaans, and if you wanted English UEB, you would have to press E and move to all the different English tables. Because all of these learning tables are added, and they're all following English Braille, we changed this so that English is its own category, because otherwise we would have hundreds of options just for English, and we don't want to inconvenience somebody who's just scrolling through and wants Espanol or wants something else. So English is here, and it is the first option. If you need to move to another language, you could always press its first letter at this point, but we're going to press enter on English. And so again, if you're here and you don't see English as your first option, you certainly want to update your BrailleNote Touch Plus to the newest version of Keysoft via Key Updater. Now I'm going to press enter on English.
Literary Braille Table. English Australia Pre-Unified Duxbury Grade 1.
All right, and now these are all of our English Braille tables, and we could use our next thumb key. In addition to hearing just the language and the contracted or uncontracted type of Braille, we will have all of our learning tables here. So just to give you a sense of a few of them, if I use my next thumb key,
English slash Moon Duxbury Grade 1. English slash South African English slash Braille Easy Steps Book 5.
So this would be the first sort of learning table here is Braille Easy Steps. Now we do have a number of options. Again, if you don't see your particular Braille curriculum here, it is because there is no Duxbury Braille table learning table for it. So you might want to inquire with if there's a series you're using that is not here, inquire with that provider of that series about possibly working with Duxbury to create Braille tables. Now, I want to use the Takeoff series. We have Mangold, NLS, TSBVI, we see Braille Easy Steps, there's an NLS, there's quite a few options here, but I want to set this to the Takeoff series. So I'm going to press the letter T.
Takeoff, Series 0.
Now, Takeoff UEB Series 0 is essentially fully uncontracted Braille. There is no such thing as Series 0, much like the very last in any of these is fully contracted. But I'm going to set this to Series 1. So if you're working with UEB, the first series introduces a number of contractions that is all spelled out in the curriculums that you're using, what those tables will contain. But I'm going to press my next thumb key.
Takeoff, Series 1.
And we're going to press enter on Takeoff UEB Series 1. And this will change my literary Braille code to follow this particular table.
Configure language profile. Literary Braille table. Takeoff, Series 1.
Now right away you will notice on my Braille display that when I look at this, the word Braille there's no contraction, right? But the word off, we do see an OF sign here. And I will demonstrate this back on the main menu. If I come to the main menu by pressing a full cell with space or my home button.
Main menu. Contacts. Key list.
I'm now going to move to the Internet option.
Internet. Chrome.
And what we see is very interesting because the word Internet itself, we have the IN contraction, but we do not have an ER contraction because it has not been introduced yet. Series 1 doesn't introduce the ER sign to your Braille learner. So the IN contractions here, no ER, and then no CH in Chrome. So again, we're getting some, but not all contractions, and these will match up with the level of Braille table that you are on. So when I'm ready, maybe I've finished all of my lessons in this curriculum, in this particular lesson. So I've done whatever exercises are here, and I want to move on to Takeoff Series 2, Takeoff Series 3, 4, 5, 6. I will then go follow these steps, and each time I progress, my Braille device here, my BrailleNote Touch Plus, will progress with me. So I can grow into the device and learn it whilst I'm learning Braille. So again, an example of how you can manipulate your Braille tables to follow one of those learning curriculum pieces that we see out in the field. And again, if yours is not listed, please remember, you can always get in touch with the manufacturer, see if they are able to create Braille tables for Duxbury. That is where we get these learning tables. They're coming from Duxbury, and we'd be happy to work and try to implement them. The other piece of this is if you're looking at numbers, some series don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They will all match up with the exact way that the series is written. So TSBVI clusters might go from 1 to 3 to 7 to 8. That is the way that it is structured. So don't, and for any teachers out there or anyone who's learning Braille, you know that this is the case. When you have different books, new contractions, new words, things are introduced in different methods. It's a different methodology for each system. So thank you for watching. I hope this is very helpful. We're very, very excited to bring this in to allow for the learning of Braille and kind of growing into the device instead of being walled into entirely uncontracted or fully contracted Braille. Thanks, friends.